Today, I have a topic for you called responsive design. What is it? Is it right for your business? Is it useful to you? Those are some of the questions I'm going to answer, and I'm also going to define it so you understand what it means. Basically, responsive design was a term used to identify a website design or a screen design. In other words, what you're looking at on your smartphone, your computer screen, or any other device such as your iPad, your Kindle, or whatever screen size you might be using. All responsive design is, from a developer side, it's basically coding specific things in design that allow your website page or your user interface, meaning what your visitors are seeing or what someone is seeing when they pull up your website or online application, and the screen molds and bends and fits nicely into that device size screen. I know that was a very long-winded way of wording it, but so in other words, the design responds to the screen size. For example, let's say that you're reviewing an image gallery, and on your iMac, let's say it's a larger screen, you have, let's say, 10 images horizontally and 5 images vertically in a nice gallery, right? Well, open that same web page on your smartphone, your iPhone or your Android or your Windows phone, what have you, and view that same web page in a responsive manner. Those images would fall right on top of one another, and you would have basically a very long page that you could scroll down, but again, maintaining the visual integrity of the images so that you didn't have to put on your binoculars to read the screen. So that's a very basic example of responsive design. Now, responsive design can get very in-depth in terms of using forms interactively, comment boxes, discussion, etc., all these different things, we're using smaller screen devices for these days. So just imagine it as a screen that fits appropriately to your device screen. So now, is this right for your business? Well, obviously I can't answer that exactly for you because I don't know exactly what your website's about, but I can say this. Well, responsive design really, I could say I can't think of very many examples at all where I wouldn't recommend using a responsive design. Not only is it the future of online screen presentation, but it is more or less what's expected of today when using smaller device screens. Like me, you've probably navigated through a website, a standard web screen through your iPad or your Kindle. Right? I mean, you're clicking on the little buttons, you're zooming in, you're clicking, you're navigating around the site just like you would if you were on your PC or your Mac computer. So it's not that it's impossible without responsive design, it's just a convenience factor. And it also allows for a developer to trim down the design, but also at the same time keeping the integrity of your branding. Back in the day, back in 2006, I developed some mobile sites, some mobile design sites, and I had to there was a lot of compromise because we don't have all the features that we have today in terms of being able to actually maintain the integrity of the logo, the colors, the background, the presentation. So basically you're keeping your look and feel and your branding without sacrificing the user experience and making it simple for anyone to access your site. Again, I'll go over that. I can't think of any examples? I could think of a couple examples, and they're most likely not going to apply to your business, but I would say 98% of websites deserve a responsive interface. Not that that customer base today needs that, but in the future, as technology keeps evolving and as devices and expectations keep changing for the end user, you have to meet that demand in order to maintain some competition in the market, of your presence, your user interactivity with your website. So, and as winded as I made that all sound, I would say that I would highly recommend, if your website is not currently responsive, going in that direction. And the beauty of it is, you don't need to lose your current online design if you're happy with it. All you're doing is creating a basic, from a developer standpoint, in really basic terms, all I'm doing, or any other developer, is basically communicating with the screen size and saying, oh, this is a smaller screen size, it's in this dimension, so I'm going to show the page this way. So basically, as a developer, I'm laying out your page based on these screen sizes. So in other words, you're not losing something you might already be really happy with. You're just extending what you already have in order to better suit your end user, which in the end is really all we're trying to do, right? We want to make our user experience better. We want more visitors on the website. You want someone to say, hey, there's this website that does this, or they have this product and it's really easy to use and they make it so simple and I can even use it on my iPad or my smartphone, for example. So that, in a nutshell, is what responsive design is and why it is important for your business, and it's something you should really consider. So I hope you learned something today. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Jason Wydrow from OnlineStrategyPodcast.com. Check out my other podcasts now on iTunes. They're all totally free. Share them with your friends. Post your comments and questions. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening. Have an awesome day.